In Spanning Gateway, I'm Asia. I wanted to break down a Trinity, not the Trinity, a Trinity. There's a difference. The Trinity, as which they reference in the Bible, of one of the planes of existence or realms of realities or realms of thought. The Trinity, the word the signifies that there is a particular Trinity. So a Trinity, okay, a Trinity signifies that there is many different Trinities for many different realms of realities, different forms, on the mental plane, emotional, spiritual plane, and the physical plane. Okay, so this is a Trinity, and this is what it is in symbolic form for you to be able to see what the Spirit is doing. I'm using words and symbols to show you what the Spirit is doing, and you are therefore interpreting this information for yourself. Instead of you just taking it from me, I'm just opening up the perspective, expansion. Okay, so that's what a dictionary is. Just a whole bunch of symbols representing what the Spirit does, how it does it, what it looks like. Okay, so it's a, yeah, okay. I didn't even finish the sentence. Awesome. But a Trinity is information. Amazing. The comparison of the two, the relationship here. And it also has to do with us being able to combine realms of realities or dimensions. The numbers 1, 2, and 3 are 3 different dimensions, realms of thought, realms of existence. Okay? And so all of this information, just in this section for number 1, all of this information and beyond that is contained in this symbol of the one. This is what the one energy represents. Many things. The point of reference, the awareness, the individuality of the spirit, of the thing, of the existence, of the life, different realm of realities. This is the spirit space. One is what the spirit looks like, what I learned from Dolo. That's the best way to explain it for me. Okay? So this is also, one is a whole number. It's complete. It's gone through a cycle and also represents the first house. The first house, Aries. It represents beginning, fire, desire, state of being. It represents noun in words. A person, place, or thing is a state of being. It's a noun. It also has to do with a shape to go into. See? The spirit has a shape to go into. Okay, so that's what the one looks like. It's a state of being, person, place, or thing, an existence, a presence, a present moment, the noun, existence. It's cardinal, it's gas, it's fire. It initiates. It's an expression in desire. Mars. Each one of these symbols is a container of information based on your awareness of what all it contains. Okay, so just like the two, this is how we relate. Let's see the information. The two is how we relate to ourselves and things outside of us. The thought and emotion. The two creates time. This is time being conscious, aware of something. It means when something has your attention, it's usually because you have some type of attraction to it, which has to do with Venus. and a whole lot of other things. It is the holder of the feminine and masculine principles. It's the battery, the energy operator. See, it has the duality and the two poles, as we have the poles on the earth. It represents the second house as well, relating, adding value, what you value in life. It represents the spiritual and the physical plane, the unseen and the seen, the two opposing forces. So even though you're looking at your own eyes right now, there's still shit that you don't see, right? Unless I don't know if you can come to that conclusion. The two also represents solid, fixed, has to do with the Taurus constellation. Time, yeah, Earth, because we definitely are spending time on this earth. We definitely are in a fixed position, location. I don't know if you tried to get off earth, but that's a form of how you're related to it. And it's how we form relationships. Form at the beginning, at its next state, because relationships is more time spent in a cycle, but this is how we begin to relate. That's why it's very important, childhood, how we begin to relate. And we can see how this can go in many different realms and realities. This is a spirit in the practicality, of course. Yep, adds value. And the two also represents the adjective in language. It's how we are able to identify things, nouns, describe things, how we're able to separate, how I'm able to separate this eraser from this sprayer. It's descriptive. That's how we have a dictionary. And the reason why we have a dictionary is because of common sense, because we all agreed, or I don't know, well, mostly it's in agreement to the definitions of these words. We have found them to be true. But words is a whole nother different realm of reality. But that's why it's always good to go to the source, because no matter how compounded a word is or how extended it is, its vibration, it always has a source. And connecting to the source is how we're able to get the truth to the source. You have an individual source, and we have a source outside of us. I like to call it a home base. You have your own home base, and then we have a home base outside of us, the universe. But you have to be able to identify it. And if you don't know it's there, you won't know it's there. Okay, so let's go to the 3. Now this is this is how we created the building block. And these numbers are synonymous because the 1 and the 2 makes the 3, and the 3 actually equals 1 because the 1 is actually 3 components. It's the 2 and the 1. So that's why this number is so important, because it makes a trinity, because it actually makes a whole number, because it contains the 3 components, the 3 energies, the 3 individual wholes. And then they combine and integrate to make a certain, you could say, genetic code. For real, shit. In order to produce an offspring to build. Like, that's how we're able to manufacture and do crops, is able to multiply. We do that on a human level, on an animal level, on all. This is all multiplication. That's what expansion is. We expand in many forms and fashions. People upgrade their houses, own land, own businesses, own town, own people. heck. It's all type of realm and realities out here. But anyways, let me go back to the 2 so this is the form. The 2 represents the forming coming together. That's important, because that's how we're able to travel through time and go into different shapes and state of beings. It's through the form. So this is formation happening. This is a building block. This is how we manifest. And it comes in the spirit first. This is the order of operation. Order of operation. Spirit has a desire, a will, an expression, a fire to come into being. This is a thought, just like you think of something. You want a bag of chips, you get an idea, then you start to travel and see how you're going to form that into reality. You're going to take your car to go to the store until you get there, buy the chips, see the chips, and it manifests, and you have manifested your chips. This is a manifestation right there. Information. Asian represents action. The 3, it's a complete. A cycle is complete. It's gone through an experience. And also the 3 is related to being mutable. It's a verb and action. Asian, action, a cycle, interaction, integration, creates a use, a purpose for building, for producing more, for expansion. Liquid, air, intellect. So the 3 is a container of this information right here. But it's also more than that, depending on what your awareness is to how all of these go together. This is science, math, language, spirituality, all in one. And we can even go into law. Okay, this is combining the elements together, because we're going to the source of the information. The source. And you should be able to see this for yourself, unless, I don't know, you know. But this is what we're supposed to learn in elementary school, right? The elements to go into building. If you don't know how to build, then you out here doing who knows what. This is how people built civilizations, spiritually, mentally, and physically, through a trinity. Where's my trinity? Where did it go? Oh. Here is a trinity. We have the universe and an expression coming into form, the spirit, an individual spirit that is contained by 2 different opposing forces, the masculine and feminine. You should be able to see that through the drawings, through the symbology, and how that comes to being, and how this is a container of there you see that. I don't even know if you see it. This is a container of information.